try to get some things together here so that we can bring it on home. We started off talking about out of Isaiah 43, 18 to 19. We went over, we talked about how, anybody remember Isaiah 43, 18 to 19? Let's go there real quick. We'll just shoot through it, you know. Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. I'm going to be going through a lot of slides. So I'm talking to my team. So hopefully everybody's up to speed on what I'm going to be saying. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. That's where we started. We started over. There was one of the linchpins of this teaching, and we said that we're not focused on the old things. Okay. He said, remember ye not, neither consider. So he said, don't allow your mental faculties to be locked in to old things. Don't waste your energy on digging up dead things. I didn't say it that time, but I'm saying it now. Because most of us spend a lot of our energy digging up things. So we never really expand or extend the reign of God to other areas. Because we're always trying to maintain whatever level of civility that we have in the moment. So we have no vision. We have no expectation. We have no desire, no motivation, right? But it says in verse 19, behold, I'm going to do something different. He said, this is God saying, I will do a new thing. Now it should spring forth. Should you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. So no matter what your spiritual climate is, he said, what my expectations are concerning you is far greater than your present state of mind. I don't care if it's a wilderness or a deserted place. He said, my thoughts are far superior to your present landscape. Y'all understand this? I have to go back this way because I'm going to launch just a little further, but I had to go and collect some of this information. So we gotta, and that's what faith says. That's what faith says. Faith says, I'm not going to allow my natural circumstances to interpret my future. Right? I'm not going to allow my situation to forecast or prognosticate my future, because before these things showed up, whatever these things are, what God's expectation was in him. And I read somewhere it says it's some things that has been reserved for us that moth and corruption can't get it. Thieves and robbers can't get it. And I know that you already know thieves and robbers is what I was going to say.
People who come up.
Religious leaders. So religion can't access certain things that God has reserved for his elect. The things he prepared for them that love him. Huh? And you can measure God, you can measure your love towards God. Oh boy. You can? Can you? Oh yeah. It's measured. His love for us is immeasurable. But our response to his love can be measured. Jesus gave us the barometer. What did he say? In red. You who keep my commandments. And basically he said, if you do it my way, I know you love me. If you don't do it my way,
amen.
Is that okay with everybody? Did we take a wrong turn? Okay, it was receptive for a minute. Because the word has to be settled. It's settled in heaven. Somewhere it has to be settled in our hearts. So that we can get settled.
Amen.
So that we can move forward in the things of God. So you get what I'm saying? So we can stop roaming. Not allow the spirit of Cain to get us outside the presence of God. Not that the presence can be taken from us, but our own awareness of that he abides with us. Okay, all right, let me move on. So we need to know, but this is the kicker, 20. He said, the beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons, the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen one. He basically says, when I change your economy, when I change your spiritual trajectory, when I get involved in your life, and I release rivers, I release, come on, these are spiritual things. Come on now. When I take you from being dry, till you get to a point where you become not just a lake, not just a pond, but there's a flow. There's a level of continuity that comes out of your belly. He says that even hell itself, beast of the field, even hell itself has to acknowledge God. That's why I told you, when I was sharing, when I was talking to Paul, I said there's some things that we have a proclivity to do, an inclination to get involved in, that we just like to do. We just like the way we are. And so, it is what it is. But for those of us who are frustrated with our present position and looking for a lifeline, not even our demons can hold us.
Amen.
Now, some of us can hold our demons, but the demons can't hold us.
Yes, yes. Amen.
So by choice, I can make a decision on I can make a decision on the quality of life that I have. And this is what I use every time I talk to anybody that don't have a relationship with God. And my wife hears it all the time in my house. When people come to our house and I'm ministering and talking to people, I tell them, you got to get the 3 Ds right. Get the 3 Ds right, your life changes. Decisions, determine, destiny. Look at your life. Just think about your life. Just go inside and say, well, dang, oh, you right? Oh, yeah, that one too. Amen. That's the element in the room. I remember that when I was 18. Right?
Right.
So our decisions has determined our destiny. Every time I decide right and my determination is right, guess what happened? My destiny is right. It's irreversible. You have to decide within yourself, young people. Your decisions you make will determine your destiny. A lot of us made decisions, call ourselves sneaking, get in the car with somebody. Mama didn't know we was getting in the car. A couple of months down the line, we found out we're pregnant. Most of us didn't go out looking to get pregnant. I can't get pregnant, by the way, so I'm just, amen. But most women didn't look to get pregnant, they just got pregnant. Because of the decision they made. And that's why parents give oversight to make sure our decision making is right. That's why we have pastors that can help us make good decisions, sound decisions. So that we can fulfill what Jeremiah 29:11 says. For I know the thoughts I think towards you, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end. So even between what God spoke and what you become, you have an expectation that there's a destination that God had on the inside of him. And somewhere along the line, you have to connect with what God is declaring or have declared over your life. And there's some things you have to do on a consistent basis. That's why we went over Proverbs 29 and 18. We found out when we don't have revelation, when we don't have God bringing instruction, a divine communication to us, right? Then we run wild. Then we have no restraint. And then we walk around naked, naked and ashamed, because we have no viable representation as it relates to God, so that we have no identity, we have no significance. Amen. God wants us to have an identity. He wants us to have a significance.
Amen.
We weren't created to just do this thing alone. Amen. And you can search for it all you want to, but God has something He wants to do on the inside of us, and it's really incumbent upon us to put ourselves in a position that His expectation, as it relates to fulfilling His prophetic vision that He has allowed us and given us an opportunity to participate in, is up to us to lend ourselves to it. It's up to us to position ourselves. Right? And the first thing we have to understand is that in order to position ourselves, our heart has to be recalibrated. So He has to do a heart surgery. He has to go on the inside of us. Amen. And deal with certain areas that was that was tainted. Remember we talked about being trapped? We talked about Adam a couple times and how Adam brought us into this mess. He lowered us. And everything that we see by the physical eyes, amen, is a product of how He lowered Himself.
Amen.
And He disconnected Himself, right, from being able to be what God called Him to be. God had a vision for him. Remember? Genesis 1:28 is His vision. That was God's prophetic vision for Adam. He didn't make it out of the garden. He didn't subdue the earth. He didn't. He only got to the point where he can name stuff. And the same thing with us.